Man, this one I'm excited about. Why? Because no one's lining up to interview me. So I'm going to talk about my music. I was thinking about this song called Regardless. And it's crazy. It's crazy how long this song's been in my life. It's on my first EP called In the Morning. I'll have to link that up. And, I was a senior in high school when I wrote it. And it was about like those last few months before graduating. And I feel like you just there's so much expectation placed upon you or placed upon yourself, or you're asked all these big questions. You've completed 12 years of public school nonsense, and you've done all the busy work. You spent your time in the building. You listened to people. You behaved enough for them to pass you, and now they're asking you, like, yeah, like, what do you want to do with your life? They've controlled every aspect of everything up to that point, but now you're in charge of your future and your own ambition. Who are you going to work for? Where are you going to live? Where are you going to college? Yeah, 4 more years. Like, where are you going to go and pay $20,000 a year, or $20,000 a year to study math? It's a weird thing, but anyways, I'm off topic there. But like that time, I've been thinking on the inside of myself, thinking about the truths I've let out. Been trying to love the reactions that I've felt. Just want to hear it, feel my heart, and never let it melt. Been searching, I've been finding something else, and I'll never let you go. Just want to let you know. Sometimes to stand alone, you have to stand alone. Regardless of where I am, I just want to have a home. I got 1 month left to wrap up what I've done. I know you'll be proud of what I've become. And those are the lyrics. But just that one line has kind of been sticking out. The ending. I got 1 month left to wrap up what I've done. I know you'll be proud of what I've become. Yeah, as a parent, as a dad, like I think about where my kids will go. Like what what ambitions will they? Sorry, excuse me. Like what ambitions will they have, and like what, I don't know, in what ways are they going to fit into society. For me, I moved out and I had this crazy desire to kind of make it on my own. I moved away from home. Yeah, I just flopped. Like lived this very like self-destructive lifestyle, and had no like sense of finances. And I guess to this day, I'm still kind of wrapping my head around the person that I was. And in some ways, I like not like as I've grown up, like not recognizing that person at all. And that's exciting, just to see how much I've grown as a person and a human being. Um, but I'm trying to live up to that, and I know I need to live up to that for myself. But like those lines were written for my parents. Like, I know you'll be proud of what I've become. I wrote this for my parents, but like now I'm writing that for myself, or I'm singing that for myself. Like, you're gonna be proud of what you are, Damon, and who like what you have to show for your life. Um, so regardless of where I am, I just want to have a home. I want to have something special. I want to have something. Um, something that I'm excited about and excited to share and to bring people into. But yeah, after leaving home, spent some time abroad in Argentina, came back, was living with my brother, and where he was living, there was this like power line hill, and like I'd be with him, I'd work with him, spend the day working, and then at night I'd go on walks. I like going on walks. That's a lot where my creativity comes from. Just walks by myself, thinking and listening to music and podcasts and stuff. But like, if you listen to Regardless, like the crunching of the rocks below my feet, like the crickets, like that's from one of my walks, and that's kind of the backdrop of that song. And and then even further, I went to college. I think it was probably my third semester, and my folks were living abroad for a second, and so like our house in Portland was empty. It was me and my brother living there, and we were like messing around, goofing off. Tried to make some like marketing business, and then I don't know, totally flopped. But the exciting thing about that time is that I'd go home, and it was my childhood home where I was, like making music as a kid, writing those songs, like, and but my brother would be in the basement, he'd be working on his marketing, and I'd be upstairs with my laptop in the room next to the room I used to sleep in, like going to high school. Probably where I wrote the song. There's like the purple room that I used to sleep in, and then there's the red room where I made the music. Like, he'd be downstairs, I'd be upstairs, I'd make my music, and I'd come down and show him, and sometimes he's like, dude, what is this? Um, he likes like faster moving music, and mine's always been kind of slow, and I don't know, methodical is not the word, but it's like walking. I call it walking music. You know, you listen to it on your walks to kind of settle your mind and maybe get a thought out. Um, but yeah, just that time was really exciting to um, yeah, I bought like a bass guitar, which I'd never had. Bought a keyboard. Actually, I don't think I had a keyboard at that time. I didn't. So I had the bass guitar and my acoustic. Yeah, but I made like that whole project with a Yeti microphone and a bass. Like just sitting in a room somewhere. And to this day, like sometimes I'll hear those songs, and they're some of my favorite ones, probably just because of the distance between like the time. But there's just something about me, and I don't know, like I don't like my music at first. Like I can tell that it's important, I can tell that it's special, but I need like 2 or 3 years before so I can listen to it with fresh ears, like all the mixes, all the nights that I spent listening to it like 25 times, and I can hear like a certain frequency I don't like on the guitar, or like something dragged out too much, or the way my voice sounds. Like, I never like the way my voice sounds, but there's always moments where I'm making music and I can feel that like something special is in the track, or there's like something emotionally building in there, like at least the music that I made or the things that I put into the DAW are like unlocking something in me. So like I know the songs are special, and Regardless is one of those too. It's like it's a fun song to play as well. Like, I was listening to a ton of Ben Howard at the time, and I always loved like his kind of plucky um, folk thing that he's doing. A lot of builds, hammer-ons, just interesting tunings, but just like that style of play lends itself really well to like lyrical and like storytelling type writing. And he does it so well. But like I was heavily influenced at that time by that kind of music, and yeah, just the pinch harmonics and the songs and it's a fun song. And yeah, I'm still trying to give myself credit, pat myself on the back, and I feel like I live with this ridiculous notion that until I sell a million records or like praise from my peers. I honestly, if Ben Howard himself came and said like, "Oh, like you have some great songs, man," like I wouldn't believe him. I don't know. I wouldn't. If someone was interviewing me, I'd still probably be humble and say that I need to grow in some sense and or get better. Like I'll never stop trying to get better. Um, with the music, yeah, that's something that I'm really trying to grow in. But regardless, like recognizing what I've done, who I was, who I've become, the things I've grown out of and um, changed in my life or moved from my life, it's a cool thing. Um, and because no one's lining up to interview me, I'm going to talk about my music. So, hit me up, Zane Lowe. Hit me up, Idea Generation, the dude from Complex. You're so sick. Thanks for listening if you got this far. Seriously. If you're tuning into me talking about my stuff for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, like you're a kindred spirit. I've done this for so many artists, man. Like I'll listen to like the deepest rabbit hole of things and find like your home videos, like I hope to have fans one day like that. They'll just love that I'm, for whatever reason, sitting in my truck in the parking lot talking into a headphone mic, trying to share stories about songs that they wrote a decade ago and how they're still relevant. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. Have a good one.